What's going on, guys? Welcome to the first video on this channel, and you might be like, what's going on with your setup? Well, today we are doing a different type of video than you're probably used to. Most of y'all probably not even watching this video. It doesn't make any sense. If you're watching the video, you heard that. This is a new channel. I don't know what it's called yet. Have no idea, but this is where I'm going to talk about real life sports. But today we're talking about the quarterback market and what I think will happen to the quarterbacks in free agency and in the draft. But first, how you guys doing? If you don't know who I am, I'm Andy Holsey, otherwise known on the internet as ATH or ATH Sports or ATH2, and this is my first sports video. But the quality of this, you probably can't even see it. It just says the quarterback market, and basically we're just gonna go through, quickly name off the free agents. Starting off with free agents, we have the big name Kirk. We have the biggest free agent, the sweepstakes. We have Kirk Cousins. Excuse my handwriting because I know it's extremely crap, but we have Kirk Cousins, and basically it's down to I think 4 teams that are going to sign him. Some say 2, some say 4. Some say it's the Vikings, Jets, Cardinals, and Denver Broncos. Some say it's down to 2 actually. It's just the Vikings and the Jets. My pick is between the Vikings and the Jets, and I think the best place he should go is Minnesota, obviously, because why not? They were just one game out of the Super Bowl. Why not go to that defense? You know, the defense is amazing. One of the best in the league, arguably. I wouldn't say the best, but top 3 definitely. They just were one game out of the Super Bowl, so why not go there? They need a quarterback. So Kirk Cousins going to Minnesota does open some more options to this video, which we had the big 3, the big Minnesota Vikings 3. I just made Kirk Cousins' name smaller because we need some more room, but we have the Vikings big 3, which is basically Case Keenum, Sam Bradford, and Teddy Bridgewater, with Kirk Cousins obviously coming in. All those guys are not going to resign. They're going to have to find new homes. So let's see where they're going. So there we go. We got the big 3. Case Keenum, Sam Bradford, and Teddy Bridgewater. A bunch of guys that have benefits to signing them. There's a couple of guys that have concerns. We start off with Case Keenum, though. The guy that led them in the Super Bowl, led them to one game out of the Super Bowl, obviously, because, you know, they didn't win. They sadly lost to the Philadelphia Eagles. But we start off with Case Keenum. And now, I did mention those 4 teams that should sign Kirk Cousins. And we're down to we marked the Vikings out of that because they have their quarterback. They got Kirk Cousins. So we had the Jets, the Arizona Cardinals, and the Denver Broncos. Case Keenum is not a young guy. I don't think the Cardinals or the Jets want him. But the Denver Broncos, with that defense, could bring in Case Keenum, a cheaper option, because they do have concerns signing Cousins. And the reason they won't get him is because they don't have the money to sign him. So go ahead, the Denver Broncos signed Case Keenum. And this whiteboard on paper was a better idea, but you can barely see it in the webcam. I think, at least on the OBS preview, you can barely see it. But it still works. It's easier than other options we had. Also, do you like my nice pink XLR cable? I know. It's super sexy. But keep on moving. We have Sammy Biscuits, Sam Bradford. I like this dude. You know, he played for the Rams. Injury concerns didn't quite. You know, they got Jared Goff. They decided to move on with Nick Foles also. And then he went to the Eagles. Didn't do anything there because they got Carson Wentz. Actually, how did Sam Bradford go? I know it went from, he was on the Rams, then Nick Foles came in. Case Keenum came in, maybe, I think. Yes, Case Keenum came in. Then Nick Foles went to the Eagles with Chip Kelly, I believe. And then he was there for Doug Peterson. And then Carson Wentz came. They traded Nick Foles to the Vikings for a first-round draft pick and a fourth-round draft pick, I believe. And that's how Sam Bradford got to the Vikings. And where will Sam Bradford go now in his career? He'll go to Buffalo. He's moving to New York. He slowly in his career keeps on moving more east as Sammy Biscuits go to Buffalo Bills, which does bring up the option, where does Tyrod Taylor go? We'll discuss this later in the video. Sam Bradford to the Bills. And the Bills need a quarterback for some reason. I love Tyrod Taylor. I believe in him. He's amazing. But for some reason, the Bills just don't like him. Like, I don't know why. Tyrod Taylor's an amazing guy. The team just around him doesn't work. And they believe that they need a quarterback, I guess. They bring in Sam Bradford to maybe be the answer, but he won't do much else, which is sad because I like Sam Bradford and I like Tyrod Taylor. But they need to figure out the team before they get the quarterback. Like, all they have besides... all they have is LaShawn McCoy. And then the rest, they have Tre'Davious White. He's amazing. But, like, they got to figure out the team before they handle the quarterback situation. So, Sam Bradford coming in is good, I guess. He's a bridge quarterback. That's what he'd be, sadly, even though I really like Sam Bradford, as he'd be a bridge quarterback once again, as he was for Philadelphia, as he was for, I guess, the Vikings, because they're getting Kirk Cousins. Sam Bradford, bridge quarterback. The best bridge quarterback there ever was, and ever will be. I'm kidding. But next on the table, Teddy Bridgewater. This will be the most unique, most unorthodox place for someone to go. It's so random, like no one's talking about it in media. I was talking with a friend of the channel, Purple Swordfish, about this, and I don't know why I fell in love with the concept of this happening, but Teddy Bridgewater going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't know why I am fond of this concept. Just Jameis Winston hasn't shown anything. He's on a career year. And Teddy Bridgewater, he does have injury concerns. They just signed Fitzmagic too, so this one isn't realistic. I have no idea where Teddy Bridgewater is going to go, okay? But this one makes sense, and it helps out with the video me getting places, because there's so many teams that need quarterbacks, but none of them, like there's so many teams that need quarterbacks, but there's way too many quarterbacks for like some of these guys are going to be backups. Like, that's insane. Like, Teddy Bridgewater none of these guys should be backups. Obviously, people on the board probably going to be starters. Teddy Bridgewater might be backup if he goes to the Bucs. He also probably go to Baltimore, but we'll discuss about Baltimore later in the video. I'm sorry, Flacco fans. But Teddy Bridgewater, Tampa Bay, apparently Dirk Cooter loved him in the draft, or at least some of Lovie Smith's there was talks in the Buccaneers thing, talks within the team that I gotta talk, use my words, that they really enjoyed Teddy Bridgewater, his U of L coming out to the draft. Just didn't happen, even though he fell to the pick 32 to the Vikings. But the Bucs finally get their man, Teddy Bridgewater. It was Bridgewater and Winston? No, Bridgewater's the year before. Bridgewater was the Manziel draft. Bridgewater to the Bucs, and I think it's an upgrade from Winston, because he's just been average, like not bad, but average. And I'm pretty sure Mike Evans, doesn't really he was kind of beefing with him a little bit during the season. Bring Teddy in, make Mikey Evans, as he's in a career year, happy. Is Mike Evans in a career year? Honestly, I'm just speaking shit. I believe Mike Evans is in a career year. Well, they might have signed him to extension. I don't know. I'm doing this without Google, so I might say some stupid stuff. But as I was saying, he's not a free agent, but he'll be there for trades. Tyrod Taylor, because the Bills got Sammy Bradford. Tyrod Taylor moved to Baltimore. They need to find a guy to replace Flacco for the future, or just be a backup. And Tyrod Taylor, they had interest in Colin Kaepernick, but they ended up not signing him. I think Tyrod Taylor goes to the Ravens. It'll be nice. I mean, they have a million running backs, young running backs. They have no receivers. But I would honestly start Tyrod Taylor over Flacco any day. But the Ravens probably won't do that. But in a couple of years, Tyrod Taylor comes in, replaces Joe Flacco. I think it's a smart move by Baltimore. And this is all the free agent / trade guys. There is obviously the Nick Foles trade. And I'm not going to put that in here, because that busts this whole thing wide open. Because I feel like if Nick Foles gets traded, I think Sam Bradford goes to the Eagles. Okay, because he knows the Doug Peterson system, I believe. And because Wentz won't return till week 10. I know they believe in Sudfeld, but they're not gonna do good with him, like get wins or anything. So they bring in Sam Bradford. He's familiar with the system. He's a free agent on a 1-year deal till Carson Wentz comes back. Let him return from injury. Let him actually recover. Don't bring him back early. And that busts us up, because then the Bills still need quarterback. Maybe the Bills sign Teddy Bridgewater. Maybe, I don't know. It just changes everything. So I'm just gonna keep Nick Foles completely out of this, because I don't know who's gonna trade for Nick Foles. It's just so preposterous. And the Tyrod trade does make that irrelevant, because I did make one trade, Tyrod, but I just don't stay out of it. Stay out of the comments, okay? Nick Foles trade doesn't exist. Nick Foles isn't real. He didn't just lead the Eagles to the Super Bowl, and Carson Wentz was not injured the whole time. Never happened. All right, here we go to the next portion, the draft. Here we go to the NFL draft. This is kind of a miniature mock draft, just the quarterbacks. My full mock draft will come out eventually, maybe closer to the draft. I don't know. But here we go. My ring light's kind of blaring on Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold. The ring light's kind of flashing on his name, so I don't know if you see it. But Sam Darnold, these are not, by the way, in any particular order. This is not how I rank them. It's just how I wrote them on the board. My favorite, and I think the one to be most successful in the NFL will be Baker Mayfield. I don't know why people are hating him. Like, oh, off-field problems. He just grabbed his nuts. Like, oh, God, oh, God. And then my second favorite is Lamar Jackson. I don't know why people hate on him. The dude is like Michael Vick, okay, with a better arm. It doesn't make any sense why people hate on Lamar Jackson. Is it because of like unsuccessful mobile quarterbacks that have come recent? I don't know why they hate on Lamar Jackson. The dude was so good in college. He won a Heisman. I think people just look at Lamar Jackson and see that he can run, and for some reason they have this stigma that mobile quarterbacks are bad, but he actually has an arm. We won't get into that. But starting off, Sam Darnold is the first on the board, and Sam Darnold will be on the New York Jets. Now, this one might be like, people are like, oh, he's going to Cleveland. Well, someone I forgot to mention in free agency, there's a little guy from the University of Alabama named A.J. McCarron. He's a free agent, okay? People don't talk about him, but Hugh Jackson apparently loves him, and I feel like the quarterback guru of Hugh Jackson will bring in A.J. McCarron, and I don't think he'll draft any of the Big Five draft free agents. So that will lead Sam Darnold falling to the Jets, and he honestly isn't the first guy off the board. I know a lot of guys rank him as their favorite. It honestly depends on it depends on the teams. These guys can go in literally any order in the draft. It just depends on how the team feels about him, and that's how they'll go. So Sam Darnold goes to the Jets. A lot of people say Josh Allen to the Jets. I don't believe that. I believe Josh Allen goes to the Denver Broncos, which comes up a second time on this video. I know, it's insane. But Case Keenum, as I said, isn't a young guy. He's kind of old. They bring in Josh Allen, try to develop him behind Case Keenum. Don't bring him in first year. He'll be sitting on the bench. He'll be like Jimmy Garoppolo, but a first-round version of Jimmy Garoppolo. He's definitely not better than Jimmy Garoppolo or anything. He's just a dude that has a big arm. People love him for some reason. Didn't necessarily do anything good in college. He just got a big arm. Next guy, Baker Mayfield, guy at Oklahoma. Arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks in college history, but he grabbed his nuts one time, so everyone's hating on him. Baker Mayfield, the first off the board, goes to the New York Giants at pick number 2. Why? Eli Manning is not good. Like, I know they've discussed we can keep Eli for another. Pat Shermer's like, I believe Eli will be a starting quarterback for the next 2 years, but you got to bring someone in. The past couple of years, Eli has not been great. And they bring in Baker Mayfield. He's not going to start right away because you still have Eli Manning. You have Eli Manning start. Baker Mayfield stay behind, learning just like Josh Allen. He stays behind, learns. Maybe next year he'll start. Bring in Baker Mayfield. He's amazing. And then the Giants have the quarterback of the future, a quarterback for the next 10 to 15 years if they re-sign him after, obviously. Baker Mayfield to New York. I love it. It just makes a lot of sense in my head. Next up, we have Josh Rosen, another guy with the big arm, the guy that can throw it really far. He's going to go to the Miami Dolphins. I know. Ryan Tannehill hasn't been doing it, and I'm sadly Smokin' Jay Cutler is not the franchise guy in Miami. I think Smokin' Jay, his career's over. They bring in young rookie quarterback Josh Rosen to maybe get it done. I know they want to move Jarvis Landry, like the team's currently just getting rid of things. They're apparently going to cut Donkey Kong Sue. They're apparently going to cut Dominican Sue, which might have happened by the time this video comes out. So if it did, I apologize. They're just discussing it right now. The Dolphins are in rebuild. They bring in Josh Rosen at the wrong time. I feel like they need a bridge quarterback, but I also believe that they're going to draft a quarterback just like the Browns. and just ruin Josh Rosen's career, which he's my number 3 guy in this draft. Like, I like Josh Rosen, but I feel like the Dolphins just fell in the wrong place at the wrong time. Josh Rosen goes to the Miami Dolphins. Next up, Lamar Jackson, the guy from Louisville, the U of L quarterback, the Heisman Trophy winner. Where does he go? He's going to the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals are honestly just a quarterback away from being a playoff team, to be honest. They got some pieces. Larry Fitz isn't getting any younger. They need a quarterback now. And since Carson Palmer retired, they bring in Lamar Jackson, a completely different quarterback to Carson Palmer anyway. But Lamar Jackson comes in, and I feel like out of these guys, he'll be the most successful starting off his career for like the first couple of years. First 3 years, Lamar Jackson will be the guy that everyone's like, he's the best quarterback in this draft class. But then I think Baker Mayfield brings it back, takes it by the end of their careers. But Lamar Jackson to Arizona is awesome. I'm an NFC. I'm a 49ers fan, same division, which kind of sucks. But the Seahawks are currently just imploding, and that's awesome. But the 49ers have the Rams, and now the Cardinals will be something nice to Lamar Jackson. Maybe not the first year, but a couple years down the road. The first year, he'll be great. He'll be the best rookie quarterback out of this class. And then he'll continue to develop, get better. He'll be a little bit in trouble, but Lamar Jackson to the Arizona Cardinals makes sense. At pick number 15, I believe, which means 5 quarterbacks taking in the first 15 picks is insane. I realize that. So, man, this is all opinion based. Don't hate on me. There's no facts. Most of these things probably won't even happen. The only one that's guaranteed is Kirk Cousins and the Vikings, basically. All of these guys can go to completely different teams because I'm not the GMs and I don't know what their draft guys like. These are all my personal opinions of how it will go down. And they could view the free agents differently. Like, I don't know. Maybe Sam Bradford be the Broncos quarterback. It could all change. I believe just making hot takes when there's not really any hot takes besides Teddy Bridgewater, the Bucks, and Tyrod Taylor, the Ravens, I guess. But, man, that's going to be it for me. Like the video, subscribe, and join the Goon Squad. And I am out. Deuce.
We're far from good, not good from far. 90 miles per hour down Compton Boulevard. With the top down, screaming we don't give a fuck. Drink my 40 ounce of freedom while I roll my blunt. Cause the kids just ain't alright.